Oh, yeah. All the things. Sorry.
Thank you again for sharing your voice with us. Now I'd like to welcome Amanda Johnston. Amanda Johnston earned an MFA in creative writing from the University of Southern Maine. She is the author of 2 chapbooks, GUAP and Lock Key, and the full-length collection, Another Way to Say Enter. She's a co-founder of Black Poets Speak Out and founding executive director of Torch Literary Arts. Please welcome Amanda Johnston.
Thank you so much, Malvern Books, and thank you so much, Lisa, my dear friend. I always love hearing you read and just being in the room with you, period. Thank you all for coming out. It means a lot to have you show up. As we know, it's difficult sometimes for many, many reasons. So just having you in this space really means a lot to me. Thank you. And thank you, Poetry, for showing up for me in so many ways when I knew and didn't know that I needed you. Thank you for reading that Golden Shovel, too, because I never know quite where I'm going to start with the reading. So we'll start with the Golden Shovel. So Terrence Hayes created the Golden Shovel, and it takes a line from another poet's poem and creates a new poem where that line is the last word of every line in the new poem. And I think in its truest form, it is after a Gwendolyn Brooks poem, because that's what Terrence Hayes did. So the Golden Shovel as the title comes from Gwendolyn Brooks' poem, We Real Cool, because the opening of that poem is, the epigraph is, the pool player 7 at the Golden Shovel. So my Golden Shovel is We Named You Mercy, after Gwendolyn Brooks. I count the years after you, know your would-be ages, and remember the sadness that consumed me with the bitter sound of you, my almost children. Could not conceive, and conceiving you, our muted heat and all that got through heaven's gate to become that half-wing that was your soul, was you. I saw your face once, and yes, I did kiss your cheeks and cry for your sweet, not quite nose, not quite lips. Would I get another chance to see you if I held the knife? Cold, the sterile taker's tools, my hands bloody and damp. In the darkness, I felt your toes bloom small petals against my ribs, your closed eyes pulps of possibility. Did you see me? The one with empty arms stretching to embrace a silhouette of you, a ghost with little more than hope for history? Or did I make that up to keep you with me a little longer? Did you stay until the no I set upon your body untangled itself from sprigs of hair and released you from the softness that tethered you to the love in our cold mercy? Quieted blues, your singers whose band tucked away their baritone horns, and my chosen grief. How those little workers of sadness gathered me up, my heart that splintered with your hard stop. I will never know the joy to have handled your urgent cries against my chest, or thirst for the almost milk that did not swell but was light as air. And that comes from Gwendolyn Brooks' poem, The Mother. And the line is, you remember the children you got that you did not get, the damp small pulse with a little or with no hair, the singers and workers that never handled the air. Breaking from the cell you decorated nicely. Force the skeleton key into the antique lock. Feel the tumbler resist, then give. Your hand shakes at the opening of freedom unleashed. So the poems in Another Way to Say Enter kind of dance around the unapologetic and unbeautiful but honest image of womanhood as I know it. as I've experienced and witnessed it. So there's some poems in here, that gave me pause when writing them. So I'm going to jump around a couple of words. Enter. And this poem was written after my firstborn daughter, Zayna, on a beautiful picture where she was half in, half out, and all you could see was her face in the light in the delivery room. Enter. Near the end of the beginning, how life overlaps our edges, this is how one body forms the next, a world within a womb, pushing against translucent sound, heartbeat, breath, amniotic whistle, dive into darkness, eyes tight against slick suffocation, listen, a familiar scream. Come, push against the tightening rope, welcome pressure, welcome pain. Come upon the shore, still wet, still water, 1 foot in waves, arms stretched toward sound. Yes, here, you are here, stay here, call it home. And then the poem that comes right after that is My Beloved, after Toni Morrison. Who's read Beloved? Good job. I grab you around the throat, squeeze with all the love I know. It hurts to know they grab you like this and feel nothing. Nothing can take you away from me but me. Let it be better, child, in the cool nothing. Let there be nothing. No heaven or hell, like you never were. If they come for my babies, try to make their world a cage, I will hand them your precious empty bones. Lock. The old farm lock has seen more than 100 seasons. I hold it in my hand, trace my name in a century of dirt and rust. I know this closure, this need to hold firm, another way to say enter and turn me loose. Cul-de-sac. Driving down Dixie, I'm pulled to the right. Through a flash of trees, a break gives way to a snapshot view beyond the brush. For 3, perhaps 4 seconds, I forget the road ahead, ignore the cars swerving threats of impact, and stare into the cul-de-sac. Ringed and split-level homes, reasonably priced out of reach, a secret garden nestled in someone else's suburbia. Those brick houses, safe from wolves and pigs alike, write their own happy endings on a dead-end street. Hand to mouth. Busy hands split 2-day-old chicken in half. I pull spine and rib from meat. I make this small body, this bird, new that must be fed again to hungry mouths at my table, our winged loves who chirp on phones and laugh about whatever isn't killing them. I boil water, add warm chicken, and burn my fingers, a small sacrifice. Bones catch in my daughter's throat. This food I gift, a resurrected carcass, gritty with prayer to postpone dirt on the dying. No good deed goes unpunished. I see the white man driving next to me and consider every scenario of this moment as we approach the red light and what's at risk if I lower my window, expose my daughter and myself to the unknown repercussions of kindness. I calculate the risk involved to tell him his gas cap is open. His face, a concoction of morning traffic and time, ignores my initial honk and gesture toward his tank. My daughter asks, is it safe? I assure her I'll smile, be soft, do all the right things that in no way guarantee will survive this human interaction should he see danger, a threat in my concerned black woman face. I honk again. I refuse to live in a world where we're too afraid to do what's right. The man turns toward our car, aware now of our existence, and the immediate future rests in his lap and what's beyond my understanding. He nods and drives off, gas cap dangling. My daughter corrects me, "No, Mama, the gas, is it safe?" And I'm lost in meaning. What is safe in this burning for survival? Crossing in. I offer this small space I hold in the world. I know my body is a border to break through. I pray it be welcomed with consent. I open my chest, shrieks flutter about the dying, broken limbs, fingers numb from digging tunnels out, away, in, without light. I reach into the darkness to what I think is the end and feel another hand pull me deeper into flight. Compass to center. You count the ways you could have swerved, left the surface of existence and plummeted below icy water on your way to the passing of time, a desk, a line, a prepackaged opportunity. The man looking down from heaven is always a man even when you know better. He guides you back right with subtle there winds that gently bend you to kiss his feet at the altar of divine sacrifice. Ahead of you awaits the mountain you were told not to climb. Too little air up there, too cold. You grip the wheel, knuckles frozen, and press the gas as clouds drift in and out of your mouth. What we dare not say. March 6, 2014, mom drives van, 3 kids into waves. A woman breaks. We do not cry. We know this familiar hysteria. Unconditional motherhood could be driving your young into the sea, so the salt of drowning cuts the thick brine waiting in them. Red birds. Coffee stains on the counter, pantries bloated with garbage. This is no way to welcome your mother when her spirit comes to the rotten belly of a house, overflowing cat piss, decay, to find her daughter digging a grave 30 years too soon. The cardinals come to haunt her ramshackle table, green eggs, moldy bread. The birds smell her hunger. They peck small holes in the screen. She does not turn on the oven or grow wings. She sits with a cigarette in one hand and axe in the other, making amends. When my father called after 39 years of silence, I was busy picking up my children from school, asking about their day, driving them home, fixing their dinner, washing clothes, checking their homework, endless pages of homework, the baby science project, planets and stars. I was deep in the Milky Way. We were carving a sun. I was drawing electricity from a potato. The science of finding power, the source. I was washing the dishes. We were brushing our teeth, scrubbing the sour day from our tongues. Baby found a cavity, a crater of responsibility. I was kissing away the pain, making plans for tomorrow. There would be treatment and ointment, a fix for the ache. I was busy kissing foreheads, tucking my heart between the sheets, reading stories. We were busy planting dreams in a tended garden with endless rows to till. say I'm not religious, but I do know Jesus. So I had to write a poem for them. Jesus be a prayer. Jesus be a fence, Jesus be a moat, Jesus be a back door, Jesus be a friend. Jesus be a payday, Jesus be a hookup, Jesus be a minute, Jesus be a minute. Jesus be a credit, Jesus be a discount, Jesus be a lover, Jesus be a kiss. Jesus be a nap, Jesus be a car, Jesus be a dance, Jesus be a drink, Jesus be a jam, Jesus be a no. Jesus be an exit, Jesus be a home, Jesus be a Monday, Jesus be a Friday, Jesus be a vacay, Jesus be a today, Jesus be a stillness, Jesus be a coffee, Jesus be a stillness, Jesus be a minute, Jesus be a minute, Jesus be a miracle, Jesus be, amen. So, has anyone here heard of the Outdoor Afros? There's a chapter here in Austin. They're all over the country, and it's really a radical group that works to get Black people, people of color, back out into nature. Because knowing the history of this country, parks and recreations weren't accessible to people of color. It wasn't always safe. So being who I am, I was like, yeah, let me check it out. That sounds awesome. So I went to one meeting. And at this meeting, the organizer was telling us that we were going to go on a night hike. And I got a poem out of it. So I'll take that. Night hike. The Outdoor Afros guide promises our eyes will adjust. Moonlight is enough to see the beauty in the dark. Without entering the woods, I see our blackness pull the grassy hem over our bodies. We appear from behind trees, hands up, covered in moss. We fit the description of dead leaves. A mass of mag-like teeth cut branches startle the wind from our limbs. Boulders clutch their earth. Pine trees lean away from our path. The moon, great witness in the sky, squints us into shadows of what was and wasn't there. So in my bio, they mentioned that I'm one of the co-founders of Black Poets Speak Out. That's a campaign, an international campaign that rallies poets and allies to speak out against police violence. We started that in 2014 with Mahogany O'Brown, myself, Jericho Brown, Cherie, Renee Rodriguez, and John Terry Gadsden. And this poem was one I wrote for Black Poets Speak Out specifically. Videos and poems that were shared as part of that campaign with the unifying chant. And it goes, my name is Amanda Johnston. I'm a Black poet who will not remain silent. I have a right to be angry. And then you share the poem. Facing us after Yusef Coleman Younger. My black face fades, hiding inside black smoke. I knew they'd use it, damn it, tear gas. I'm grown, I'm fresh. Their clouded assumption eyes me like a runaway, guilty as night chasing morning. I run this way, the street lets me go. I turn that way, I'm inside the back of a police van again, depending on my attitude to be the difference. I run down the signs, half expecting to find my name protesting in ink. I touch the name Freddie Gray. I see the beat cop's worn eyes, names stretch across the people's banner, but when they walk away, the names fall from our lips. Paparazzi flash, call it riot, the ground, a body on the ground. A white cop's image hovers over us, then his blank gaze looks through mine. I'm a broken window. He's raised his right arm, a gun in his hand. In the black smoke, a drone tracking targets. No, a crow gasping for air. In that vein, I wrote another poem. This one is also after my oldest daughter, Zaina, from a moment when she called me terrified one day. When my daughter wasn't assaulted, she shook with fear, or was it guilt, at the officer's unraised hand and smile. How she leaned away slowly when he called a tow truck instead of backup. How her tears fled when he showed mercy over rage for the couple on the side of the highway, flat tire wasted against asphalt. She couldn't help but look at her white boyfriend pacing along this strip of road and wonder, what if this was a different part of Texas? What if this hero was a different shade of power? Would she be so lucky, or was it luck, if the absence of a known pain is just a heavy hand in repose? So I talk about that. She called me hysterical on the phone, crying, like barely could make out words. And I kept asking her, what happened, what happened, what happened? And finally she said, nothing, but it could have. It could have. Photo, white woman sitting on a black woman as chair on MLK Day, January 20th, 2016. Once the image went viral in our minds, we were instructed to find comfort in plush upholstered apologies, neatly pressed and folded like the woman who was not a woman, really, a mannequin made to be buckled on her back, topless Afro kink that didn't mean to offend, didn't mean anything because the artist had his reasons, really, because the woman sitting on the lie of a black woman, her blonde hair neatly pulled back, starched white shirt and pressed jeans was not a statement of superiority, and context matters here, and power matters always. And I've never been to Russia, so I wouldn't know this cover girl from the can of beans that cost more than what this magazine wants me to swallow. But I know I'll pay for this in the end, even though I'm not buying. The woman on the floor is a mannequin and not someone struggling naked in a room full of mirrors without reflection. Drunken code switching. I've been drinking, I've been drinking, slurring identity. A white girl once said cash instead of catch, and her pimp, overseers, learned a new currency, language, for the tribe who chant, lock her up, and I know they mean me. I don't drop my rusty smile, brushing the hair of a woman who decides if my family will eat when she complains, says she feel like she sucked D all day, and I think what a wonderful world it must be to only feel like you've been sucking dick, so soft and small you can't hold the ick in your mouth. Somewhere a jaw is unhinged, a troll hard and eager to explain how wrong this poem is, if it's even a poem, translates use my tools or cash you outside the gatekeeper's yard. The white woman who decides if my family will eat drools a hey girl she saves just for me, and we know it will never be as honest as the my nigga she swallows in silence.
Again, we are so grateful to have Amanda and Lisa here with us, and thank you for giving us just so much life tonight. There were many times I wanted to jump up and say yes. Please stay. I imagine that you'll be open to any questions afterwards if anyone would like to speak to you. We have Amanda's books on the table, and also Lisa has a sign-up list if you are interested in buying her chapbooks as well. We have refreshments, and please enjoy Malvern. Thank you again for being with us.
Thank you.